explain to you everything I've been doing so that we can sync up on our stuff now, so that we're just both aware of where we're at and make a little plan. Let me just set up streaming. Okay, yeah. So basically, background. So okay, so basically, what I did with the climbing. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I did with the climbing, um, was instead of instead of a like if you see this blue line, do you see how like sort of like it like moves and like as you get movement? Now think of it the same way as like obviously I need to there's some stuff I need to adjust with traces and yada yada. But one of the nice things now about the climbing is like if I well actually I made the thing for this specific case. Let me made a specific case for this. If I go over here real quick. Do you know what he's doing? Okay. Let me not do that. So now if I like climb up onto this guy, you'll see he actually
Oh
like
yeah, move
follows
the
him.
thing.
So now we can actually have like he's not now before it'd be like, oh trace, right? But the issue is obviously if you're always tracing, you're always just gonna trace to that point in front of you. So this will move and you'll stay there. Now we actually create anchor points that we connect to. And then when you move, oh see that's the last area I'll fix. Yeah, when you move to the next like target anchor point. Um and then what it means is that if you do like for example, something like this. I don't know if I've got it set up actually. I might even. Oh, hold on. Let's see if I have it set up. It might not be. Um, maybe I might have disabled it for testing. It doesn't work. Yeah, I must have disabled it. Yeah, like when you move now, you now make like little actions to go between things rather than like. Um, so you can like so obviously you can move like all the way down, but now these will then be like action stuff rather than like direct. So you can be like move small like, and then the one thing I want to, and it works a lot nicer because like in theory, if all these blocks were then moving, you could like move to all your moving blocks, so it would work quite nicely. Now, how that links and ties in well to the motion matching element of it is a bit more tricky, and that's the bit I need to nail. But um, I like the thought of having anchors and the ability for the objects to be dynamic and you to still follow them. I think is a key element that was overlooked beforehand. So that was one of the things I was working on, just kind of researching into. The thing I was gonna add that I just realized, I think Krauthofen actually mentioned it when he was asking something. He when he was like diving through stuff. And what I was gonna add was basically like, you know how now when you like do a jump or something, we get it so that you pass over at the climax point.
Yeah.
So you pass over just the ledge. Well, I was gonna say, oh well, like if I have to scale down, don't do it, right? Because obviously, yeah, if you can jump over this thing nicely, just jump over it nicely, right? Don't reduce yourself to get clearer. But then I realized, actually, hold on, for this kind of scenario, it's actually very valuable. So you can augment your dive roll to pass over as cleanly as possible, so that you can now do like behaviors like this of diving through stuff.
Yeah, and
Uh,
we do disable the collisions there, right?
yeah, we do. Yeah. Oh well, so there he didn't actually have one. So yeah, so there we just like
Okay,
disable
yeah,
collision.
yeah, that is the case. Yeah.
So like collision's disabled, but physics may not should doesn't need to be. I think that's the difference. So obviously now we say, oh no, absolutely no physics. So I think this we say, oh, you know what? Actually, although you may pass through, your your physics should be on, and if you smack into a wall or something, then maybe you shouldn't
Yeah,
pass
it
through.
will. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
Yeah, it
that's
would be nice
kind of
to have
whatever.
the creep on the heels, stuff like that.
Yeah, you know that kind of thing.
So
But
yeah,
you know
for
that's
the physics is perfect, right?
yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it as is because even stuff like that,
Ah, that is
like
cool, actually.
it's very cool. You see there, it does that climb. It's really annoying.
Oh yeah, yeah. I show you basically. And then first you yeah, you finish your yeah, no, finish your recap, and then I'll show you mine.
Yeah, it's just quite cool to I mean that's quite cool to be honest. Considering he
Yeah,
literally like he tried to climb through and his back got caught and then he but you know stuff like that is actually I mean it's actually really actually very cool. Wow. Ooh. No, yeah, just climb
wow,
straight after. Jeez.
like oh,
Oh, the
that
camera
is pretty
doesn't
painful.
stop when I try and do the thing. That's why reverse was. So. I love that so much.
Actually,
It's actually
very,
very good,
very
isn't it?
compelling. There's something quite cool about it. It's one of those intangible things. It's just going through a gap. It's just something cool.
Yeah, I think it just makes it's one of those ones where it makes it feel. I don't know, like it's one of those things that you just it's different. Like you see different to like what you
Yeah, because
normally are so used to.
usually you will collide with the capsule and stuff. And if we got physics on, right, then the head will bang on the thing,
Yeah, the
right?
head will bang. Yeah, it's, like currently we disable it completely. So like it is. Yeah, I mean, can I side flip this? I'm pretty sure I should be able to. Yeah, it's just like yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing that I don't want to lose. So I was like, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm not gonna do that change that I was gonna make because I like this behavior, and it's a cool thing that we should introduce more in a level of. You know, especially like going out windows and all that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, you know what? Actually, like, and I think we can definitely introduce a case where, like, for example, this guy, like a running jump, we detect that you actually want to go like between something. You know what I mean? So obviously, like for this case right now, like yeah, whatever, like yeah,
I mean, like
that's
the
fine.
running jump should never disable physics, right?
We do need to because sometimes, because of the nature of the jump, they get clipped sometimes if it's going too high. Um, but like I think regardless in this scenario, you're gonna have to jump over differently. Like, I don't think you can ever like it's just the kind of jump this is a very like unique kind of like you are jumping through something rather than just
Yes,
over it.
it's almost a new type of thing.
Yeah, it's almost
But what?
it's a new animation really. It's a new type, right? New type of
Yeah,
jump.
it's a new type. Yeah, it's a
Um,
new trait.
but I think same type, just different context. I think the context of that is like through,
Yeah,
like you're
context. Yeah,
jumping
going
through, and then you
through
could look at
stuff.
like yeah, like gap width or something, and then you filter by it like that, right? And so stuff like that, but they're all just like thin gaps basically. And yeah,
Yeah,
so but
at some point it would be cool if like if we have that parameterized, right? Yeah, the gap is like 1 meter, and then he duck his head, and his chest and his knees are higher. Like just to
mm,
go through the gap. Yeah, so
yeah, because
almost
like
like in augmenting the physics, but like driven the physics to the motion.
mode, yeah, 100%. Like it's like for the diver, it's very very clean. obviously because of the animation's good, but then for like a dash, like your head goes through and stuff like that. But I like that behavior, weirdly. I like this too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, for me, what I want to get done today, finish off, is sort that because I'll show you what I mean when the descent stuff. If you see when he drops, I need to climb something high that will show. Is there anything high around here? So like this guy now. So if you see when he drops off, do you see that little doop? That's like super subtle.
Do it again. I think I lost in transmission.
So sorry, let me. So if I just drop, do you notice it?
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like a little doop. It's very like if I slow mo it, and then if I go now like there, like almost the camera almost stops too, and adjust it when it transitions to the full, and I think that is primarily because if you look at the animation for the drop off, which is doing this one and this not this one. If you see like at the point at which you can start falling, right, the root isn't actually at the feet, but it's at the feet and landing, which is correct, right? But then here, if I say start falling now, right, my fall animation, obviously the root is at the feet, so we kind of get, we had a similar problem with the falling beforehand of that boop or that doop, because of the difference.
That is a new thing, right? It starts falling. Is that a new?
Yeah, well, this has been there. So basically, this is to allow for a different. So basically, allow it to reuse the same animation for both dropping off and landing, and dropping off and just falling, right? So that we don't have like two separate ones. So like a drop off can result in a fall, or it can result in just a like a landing itself. So you can preserve the landing, right, if you have like the right like distance and whatnot, or you don't preserve the landing if so if you see for these and so we determined like scale wise, like firstly try and find one. So this you'd need an animation that falls God knows how long to do this without anything, right? So we say actually drop and then transition to a fall, right? But then if you have, for example, if I go up here to this guy and then I drop down, he'll actually just drop down like and land through the animation. Same if I do like
a little warp if it's like within the range.
Yeah. So, but it's like it does a little like this one, like you see it does a little warp to be able to actually like, okay, like I've got to like, hey, I know that I can stretch my drop off like a little bit to be able to land. So like, see these two, they're slightly different heights, but the drop off on both is pretty reasonable. So I can like pull it down a little bit more. But I mean you wouldn't like. They do the same animation. You can't really tell, right? Like they're stretching it a little bit more because it's a bit more natural. But if you try and do it for like obviously too high, it'll look crazy. That's why then we need that. Okay, actually at a point in the animation, if we've determined that you're not gonna land within a reasonable scale, you can still, you can still go ahead and play the animation. But we need to reach a point that isn't landing because your body shifts and everything, but sort of midway through the fall, transition to our normal falling behavior. So you can be here, you can like come off, drop down, and just drop off straight away, transition, and like it in general it works fine. It's just that tiny little doop that stops it. So the logic wise, it's really, really nice. It is just that little like pling that is frustrating. Yeah. So once that is sorted, then that will give you that freedom and that ability to do that. So yeah. So that's for me. That's the last thing I want to fix. That I really wanted to fix today. That was on my outstanding list. And then I really want to start adding back in some animations. So the vaulting off things. Like if I'm here and I want to like cat pass off this thing or like dash off it. Because I think now with the chaining of animations, it'd be cool, for example, to be able to like, I don't know, like I'm trying to think what a good example. So, like something like this, like a thin object like here, right? If I did like climb up here, popped up, and then just input a cat pass, he can do like a cat off or Kong off or like a dash off or whatever kind of. It's like
hit the ground, like with...
yeah, where you like come off like as if you're gonna fall off of the object, rather than just like jumping in thin air. So it's a different like same with vaulting up and then I want to add the jumping onto again, and just I want to add back all the context cases for the animations. And then once I know they're all working and working well, I can then just add all the animations back, and that should be everything stable again.
Yeah, because we need we have only a couple of jumps, and we don't have any like slow jump now. If you do any jump, it's always like the rather fast.
Same one, yeah, exactly.
Do we have the standing jump?
Yeah, I think I added. It might have gone. The stand jump now. I'm pretty sure. I need to check. I might have not been able to get it in. It might have lost it because it was one of the ones from previously. When I had it work before, it was just a case of adding the jump. One of the nice thing about it is that the mechanic came about just from how we had our system set up, which is what I really loved about it. It was like, like the mechanic was basically just like, oh, you're moving slower and the distance is the distance. So if I'm standing still next to this and I press the jump, it'll do a standing jump, and then I can go into pliers and whatnot. And if I try to jump during this on a thin surface, it'll then plier. And so they kind of just naturally, I guess the mechanic and those animations naturally come about from being selected because they make sense. So like if I don't think it's going to do it now because I don't have the standing jump in. But if I walked up to this, stopped, and then jumped, how it does the running jump now, before if I walked up this and went like that, the way it does that, it would do. I mean, let's just see. I mean, if I'm correct about what I was preaching.
I need to I need to calibrate it, right? Because at the moment it's all it's a bit wonky. But if you walk or run like near the edge, which I think I want to do it at some point automatically, but and you press right shoulder, it will just stop you there. And we do like, and if you go forward, you do like very, very small, very small.
So that's all like precision mode, right?
Yeah, but it's all a little bit
Oh yeah.
But, yeah.
See, I think so. This really it needs to be strafing, right? Like, oh yeah, we go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It needs to strafe, right? You need to go like, and then like here, I don't think it's good motion. It goes a little bit, up and down. But like, if you walk towards the edge and then you press the right shoulder, it just stops. Like,
okay.
So I think that is a good case for the standing jump, right? It's just
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
stop
Perfect. No,
there,
I
and
like
then
that. That mechanic is really important.
but
Let
like
me see. Yeah, actually.
there are a bit of the idols that we really need to nail, because you stop and then you do the idol like, you are resting, like, yeah, I think one of the last things that we need to do, we need to contextualize the idols, because like yeah, a stick on a very thin rail, and then the idols is the, yeah, whatever, I'm here. It needs to be,
Yeah.
very contextualized. I think that is rather simple, to be honest. It's like now everything is in place. It's you know.
Yeah, it should be, yeah, actually very straightforward. So now I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not bugging. Which does this guy? Let's walk up to tippy toe. This guy doing? He's a check. Not like. Oh, I know why I messed up. It's because it shouldn't be a standing. It should just be a type of this guy. That's why I messed up. That's why I wasn't. Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah. So you can see straight away. I think that's quite telling of the system. Like, it does just.
Oh yeah, it uses the, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the idol needs to be idling
Yeah.
at, yeah.
So if I run at this guy, I'll do this guy. Cool.
Yeah.
And then if I walk and stop, and then do this, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the it's a little bit wonky about the motion. I mean, that makes sense, right? Like if I jog at him and I jump, it'll do this.
Yeah.
If I go here and I stop and I aim, okay, maybe not. Maybe I think I need to weight the speed a little bit more. But if I go here, aim.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the speed is not very weighted.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's weighted at all. To be fair,
I think for the running jump, the speed should be pretty much the major weight.
The main weight, yeah. Yeah, with a slight weight on the Z as well. Yeah.
Maybe the only weight. Because I'm always I was a big fan of having, all of those weights, and then you compete and stuff. But at the end of the day, right, most of the times it always boils down to like one main thing that completely dominates, the other. So it doesn't really make sense to say, oh yeah, but like the weights when the right foot is in front. This is like, yeah, and then you always sacrifice the rest. I don't know. Like I think, yeah.
That's what I've found with, especially like even the descents, like for example, because I think there's at the end of the day, it's like you sit there and you decide, like, there you go, okay, this is more like it. Then you're like, you decide like what matters most, really, right? You're like, okay, what actually matters most? And for like, I think especially for like jumping across something, what matters most realistically is your speed, like more than anything. Like it's like, well, how fast am I? Yeah. And then if I do this and then apply, okay, let me go back. Let me try and do a standing jump. So stop. I mean, that's quite cool that it did that, to be honest. Not gonna lie, took a step and then went. Oh, sick. That's sick. So if I go and I stop by the edge. Yeah, I mean, definitely just weight the speed more, and then you'd have it pretty consistently just standing jumps. I mean, you already
Yeah.
do. I like that you can like, yeah. So this is when you need to go into that idle that's more like balancy.
Yeah. Did you cross the feet on the line? What the hell? Is it? Is it getting confused with the mirroring? Uh,
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that is a standing pre is just pretty nice. I mean, huh, it kind of does work. I quite like the right bumper for precision mode. It feels quite natural. Um, oh, I love that, man. I don't know what it is, man. There's just like you're not even doing much, but for some reason that feels hella fun.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're on the right path if just the jump is fun to do. That motion is very correct. Like, okay, if I walk and then I jump, do that. All right. If I sprint and I jump, do that. Yep. If I go and I stop, okay, let me actually stop this time. So if I'm going, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I stop, bang. It's pretty good, man. I can't have lied to you. It looks really real. This, I guess, I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe it's because the graphics are better. This, I don't know. Sometimes I look at it, I'm like, it actually looks very good.
I think yeah, once we have the precision mode, which is like proper, properly working well, I think it's gonna be super powerful. Yeah, because that
Nah, the
is
precision mode is new. All this stuff is
yeah,
new.
yeah.
Like the pre's, the sticks, the pliers, just all that stuff is new. The locomotion, or the locomotion's been there, but this locomotion, I mean, I don't know, man. I've played a lot of games, and like people say, motion match is tricky to handle. It's tricky, really tricky to work with and get right. And like we've had to, and you go a lot. There's a lot of back and forth in regard to like the um the tweaking, and so like for example, like Dado make a change, and then I'll be doing something and realize it doesn't work in this context, and we kind of have to go back and forth in that regard. But like even right now, despite the spinniness of it, I don't know this. I don't know. I've played a lot of games, and a lot of their movement will feel severely more rigid than this. Like if you, I'd be intrigued to try any game and try and walk around in a circle like this. That doesn't, that looks better than this right now. I can't lie to you. Is and it looks he looks a little bit on like a on wheels a little bit because he kind of is, but um
I think for
I
that
love the
one,
fact
when we do the foot, what is the
the
name?
foot locking.
Look,
Yeah,
yeah.
because there's
That
no
looks
IK, no, there's no foot IK going on, and there's no foot locking going on whatsoever. And I think I'm a firm believer that if it can look good in ab when you've not added something that's gonna make it look, well, this, it just sounds stupid, but if it can look good in the absence of a lot of stuff, then it's like, oh hey, it's like if we can have sucky animations and stuff looks real. Imagine once the animations are cleaned up. That's why I think we like working with raw data, because it's like we know we can clean it up, but can you make it look good when it sucks? Because then if you can make it look good when it sucks, it'll look really good when it doesn't. You know what I mean? What? Stop.
You know where he lands? There he goes. Is that the route going back to the pelvis, right?
What bit?
So when he lands, he goes almost. The feet go backward a bit
On the stick.
on the stick, yeah.
That animation there is because that one's wrong. Like I'll show you. It's that one of the sticks. The thing just does not do well. I'll show you. Because you'll see some sticks are really good.
Oh,
I think it's this one.
okay.
Because if you look,
Maybe
so
it's
look at the
going
feet
to
here. You see how they stay, right? And then look at, is it this one? See how the feet stay? All good. It might be this one. Yeah, no, the feet stay pretty well. I think it's this guy. No, it's not. Which guy is it? One of them. Maybe this dude. Yeah, I think it's this guy. The root moves a ton.
Mm.
I mean, actually, no. Why is it? Oh, you know what it might be?
It's going back to the root or the pelvis, right? Or the idols, right?
But that's
That's the
only
landing, right?
that's only when it. So let me see what animation. Hold on, let me see what animation does that crappy. See there, this one, right? I think it's because when we jump, so 21031.
Yeah, it goes there. Yeah, and then it goes down. Yeah.
It goes like forward, so that does the stick 591. Is this guy? I don't think it does because 21031 has.
Oh, I think. Yeah, because I locked the. I think I need to lock the position, to be honest.
Because look, that looks fine. I remember seeing why it was. I remember it was something crazy with like the root motion. I mean, I need to make sure that when it lands, it's also not like flying, like so it's clamped on the ground. But I feel like I remember seeing it. Maybe I need to take off root motion for a sec. Yeah. So this here, the root moves like a crazy amount.
Yeah.
So if you see like this, it's just like where are you off to? Yeah, this was what was causing it.
Yeah,
The root position is correct, but yeah, it goes a bit mad. Yeah,
So,
like
yeah, I
this
think
this
like-
causes it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is basically foot locking, right? We just say
Yeah, for sure.
the move. Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
not sure if it's cool to ask questions.
I want to do the foot locking in the animation itself, but that will require basically going back, the chain of the position. Like basically that will require doing a full IK chain in the animation itself. Which I think it may be overkill because if we do foot locking anyway, then
oh yeah, I wonder Yeah, I wonder if that would be the case. That would be better anyway. Or just also like for landing at the takeoff, just killing any route movement whatsoever.
Yeah.
Hey, not sure if
But
it's cool to ask questions, but can you vault into a precision landing? Yeah, of course. Feel free to ask a million questions. Ask as many as you like. This is why we stream. We're quite open. We're super open. Ask questions about the code if you really want to. I'll show you. Screw it. Can you vault into a precision landing? You can indeed. I'm show you.
oh, I think you need to disable the root motion.
Oh yeah, hold on. No, I'll go back on.
Oh, you did.
Sorry. It's not. I don't think it's gonna be great. I think we don't have as many lands that we can, but as you can see, you can sort of like the stick we have doesn't blend as nicely into it. Neither does that full. But let me actually try and get a good angle for you. Oh, I missed it. Hold on. I could just create a scenario, but this is just more fun, right? If I do it naturally. There you go. So ignore the foot bit. That's the bit we're just looking at. But yeah, you can. You can do. Yeah. There you go.
It's quite nice the way when you do a reverse vault, it falls and then he has got
The reverse vault for some reason works so clean on the sticks. I mean, let me do a slow mo. Is that gonna land? I can't even tell. Oh no, he's gonna miss. No way.
Yeah, and the physics there add so much. You see the hand stays on the surface and then the rest of the body goes down. And that's something that you don't have if you're using the normal cap surfing.
Yeah, you literally don't. Yeah, it's very cool. You can also like jump over. Oh,
Yeah,
actually, wait, hold on. I want to get that actually. That'll be like. Oh, wait, I can't. Well, now I can't continue working until I land that. Hold up. Nah, let's keep. What is going on here? A bit more zoom.
You need to go faster. Really.
Come on.
Sprinting.
Come on. Just chop my angle down a bit. Oh no! What happened?
Right.
Let's
okay, we need to fix that going. Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
I think if you move that cube in a way that you land at the other edge of the cube, it's super impressive. Maybe make the cube a lot smaller so you land on the edge. That is super cool.
Yeah, let's try it.
Yeah.
Now I can micro adjust myself in air, so I can, if I'm overshooting, I can pull back. Ooh, okay. I think I need to give it a little bit more oomph. I think I need sideways angle. Let's come here. Let's see. Pull back. Oh, I've completely missed. Oh wow, that would have been it. That would have been it as well. That's what's annoying. Hold up. Let's see. Pull back. Oh mate, I keep on missing the thing. Hold up. So it's like in between the two bars there. Let's try. That's the one. Oh, I need to give it more. No way. There's no way. This game's rigged, mate. Give it some more.
No, I think you missed it.
Oh, maybe not.
Cool,
we need another cat pass where you can do further. Realistically.
Yeah.
For the sake of this, I'm just gonna pretend you guys didn't see that. Just pretend that didn't happen. No way.
I think that might be because you hit your calf, and then they fix the things that you crashed. We need to check that.
Oh, it probably is.
Oh yeah, it's that.
It is that. Yeah, the physics thinks I'm bailing.
No, I think he did the stack it anyway before. Yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah,
Wait,
okay,
let me
that is
try.
something that I mean that is actually quite easy to yeah to fix. Yeah, the beauty of this thing is that now we are in complete control because we can say uh if you hit your calf bone like uh vertically, then you know it means that you're landing and you're landing good.
Mm, yeah,
If you're hitting sideways or 45-degree, then it means that you're crashing against the wall, right?
yeah.
So,
I wasn't even close there. Hold up. Maybe a speed step's a better one. Oh yeah, okay, maybe that, or maybe like like an angled speed step. Oh, just a little climb. Oh, you know what? Actually, this will do it. Nah, it won't. Okay, little speed step from distance.
yeah, that's quite impressive actually.
I second
If
try
only
that.
we had the idol.
Hold up. Okay, run and jump. Stick that. Oh. I'm nice with it, guys. I'm currently the best player in the world. There's like 3 players, but stop. Anyway, I need to. I get this issue. I always stop playing. Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. That is the next. I think it's what's the main thing for us is like finding a way to do it where it's like aligned with your root motion a bit, so you can give yourself more of a oomph. Whether that's through an animation or like procedurally, we just like make the animation go further, kind of thing. Because, like you said, yeah, it's a bit too animation dependent. We have one animation in, so as we add more. Okay. Um. Okay. So what did the? So we know there's the stick. So Dada, we know the sticks. It's. Can I? Can we kill any Z and any like XY movement of the root?
Yeah, yeah, I think we do. Yeah, but
So from
it's the animation that is moving. So yeah, we need to do it a little bit. Yeah, if,
I mean that's already better. Yeah, it just has that Z one.
yeah, that
It doesn't.
design
Yeah.
is so.
Okay. We're not mangled. Right. So let me make a list. The landing. I'm not gonna do that. Landing. Kill any movement. It's picked. And then yeah. So the are you able to have a look at the drop off stuff for me, Dada? Is that
Yeah. Yeah.
if you do that? I'm gonna do I'm gonna look at adding back in the jumping onto stuff. Is deleting stuff in the anim card working again?
Yes. Yes. I
Oh, yeah.
fixed that. So should be.
Lovely job, lovely things you love
Yeah.
to hear.
In fact, you should only delete with the thing now. Otherwise, yeah, you have a problem.
Oh, I got me a crash.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Or no pointer to the data table.
What is the crash? What does it say?
No pointer.
Oh, he's updating the. Oh, okay, yeah, no, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
No worries.
But yeah,
Alright.
if you restart, it should work because now it crashed when you re-updated the table. It didn't find the animation. Yeah, of course. Like I need to fix it.
So if I do what, will it work?
No, I mean he has been deleted correctly. It's just
Yeah, it seemed to be. Yeah, it seemed like the delete remove animation bit worked. It looking at the log, it looked that bit was fine. It was just the thing.
yeah,
Oh,
okay.
cool.
So I'm gonna fix that because it's annoying. So what is the change on for the drop off?
So for the drop off, it's yeah. So for the case of the drop off, it's we need, what's it called? I need, you know how we do from in range, the route from range from hands to feet, right? But it's at landing. It needs to take into account the start fall climax. So if you have a start fall climax, it needs to be in range from that to that instead. If that makes sense. So
Yeah.
when the full climax reaches, I need the root to be at the feet.
Yeah. Okay. Into that. Let me give me half an hour and I'll.
Yeah. No worries. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to add back in some of the previous behaviors, like the previous jumps and whatnot. Did I save the standing jump? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Oh, I knew it as well. $5078. Okay, yeah, I need to. Okay, I need to re-elaborate that because it's gonna just crash otherwise. Okay, all right, let's do that. Would you say you're around 50% complete with the game, or more or less? Way less. Well, I don't know, you know. What do you think, Dada? It depends, right? I guess it depends, really.
For me, it's always 10%.
Yeah.
I think
50%, I think, is way too big of a number.
Until it's 90%, and then plus 10%, it takes 90% of the time.
Yeah.
It's one of those games. I think that is absolutely non-linear. In fact, it's not even exponential. It's basically everything seems to stop. Like time seems to slow down and stop.
So random, isn't it?
Forever. And then like in 1 millisecond we change something, and then it goes from 10% to 50% because like things start to get in place. But yeah, it's definitely not linear.
Sure.
And that is I think the hardest part in game development is where you have a schedule that you need to meet. Like you need the potentially you have investors and shareholders and people that rely on you, right? It's so hard to get a schedule which is more than 2-3 months down the line, because everything changes quite rapidly. It's very hard to control in the long run.
Yeah.
And also, like when we do our releases, like we're literally like the day before we are not ready. The day, the next day we are basically ready to ship. Like it's not that we say, oh yeah, we're gonna get there in a week. It's always that moment of that we unlock the thing.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's interesting, isn't it? It's like it's like just this like super non-linear stuff. It's funny. I always find it so weird because like, I guess what you would think would take time always ends up being the quickest and easiest thing to add. Like if you like named a feature right now, right, and said add it, probably take a day, if that. That's the weird. It's so weird. Like if you said, oh, add, I don't know, wall flips. Well, okay, kind of. I've already got code for that. But if you said add wall flips, right, it'd take. I think I could do it in an hour. But then if you were like, oh, like get the route to go to the feet at the right time. It's like, oh crap, we got to set up this whole thing just so that you can have the route move from the feet for a different animation. Like, it's so weird. But you'd think, oh, that's you're moving the thing. It's like, yeah, whatever, just get the animation and move the thing. And then the wall flips, you gotta do it. It's like, nah. It's weird how what takes time is the thing that you're like, oh, you wouldn't even think of. Game dev is funny, man. So like great example. Wall running generally take no time whatsoever. I could throw that together now. Like in terms of like jump to the wall, attach to the wall, slowly drop, and then fall off after a while. But then that's just like every game does that, right? That's just a bit boring. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a bit like some kid on YouTube can do that. It's not really. Yeah, you know what I mean? I feel like if some random person on YouTube can do it, then we got to find a better way. But then if you said, oh, how can you get it so that at this point here, you start your arc and then you actually wall run and your arc follows it and you can adjust yourself on the wall and then you can like step off at any point or launch off and it's proper like nice. That's when you're like, oh, okay, well. But if you said like, oh, just jump to the wall, hit the wall, run along the wall, you can jump off the wall, or you run and land and you run off again. So yeah, cool. Like you could literally, I think any one of you in the chat could follow a tutorial on how to do that. Frankly, I think you'll seem more than capable of it. Okay. Let's add some bolts. Oh, this is a great example. A tic tac is an interesting one because it's like two separate movements, really, isn't it? It's like you've got your jump to the wall, then you've got your jump off the wall. But can you ever recreate the fluidity of this by doing two separate animations? I don't know. Obviously, folks, what you're working on, but are arm jumps possible at this stage, or is that something? Yeah, you can arm jump. It's kind of like you can arm jump as like a like action in terms of like I specifically arm jump to this thing. Let me. Um, yeah, yeah. So you can arm jump as like a specific act of like, hey, I want to arm just like here. You can arm jump to the guy, right? You can also just like stick on the wall as well, but I'm just choosing to climb straight back out. Um, so I can be like arm jump like that, right? But not yet in the sense of like if I jump, for example, like this, and I want to grab that wall there, not yet. Reason being is because um, I've held off adding that until the climbing makes sense because uh, yeah, because it kind of comes along, whoa, along with the climbing. So dinos and all that stuff, they kind of all like extend from each other. Um, and so yeah, what's going on there? I need to have a look. Um, so yeah, although you can do that kind of arm jump, but we'll definitely have it where um, you can jump and then grab a surface. But again, I want to do it a bit better than jump and then just magnetize you to the thing. It's like, can we arc your trajectory? It's like yeah, I want to find a better way of doing it because there's a couple ways that we could do it to get it working nice now. But I still don't think they're at the level that we want it to be at. So I've not added that in yet. Sorry, I'm just trying to add back. Previous animations. Imagine how doing big running ones work in the future. Yeah, for sure. Um,
Oh, do you get Advanced the 360?
yeah,
Oh wow, that's so cool.
it's quite cool. Yeah. Cool jump.
What's the blank like? The blank time going in is always so quick.
Yeah, it's
Or is it?
because you can technically go right by takeoff.
Ah, right. Yeah. Yeah, ironically, the better you timing, the worse the looks because it blends shorter, right?
Yeah.
It was there, yeah, there it did like, yeah, super quick blend because I'm noticing like on the dive rolls, right? There are some dive rolls that are beautiful. Some other dive rolls they just snap into the
Yeah,
face.
it's because they go straight like this. If I
Right,
do this, when it does that, I think going over is there's a perfect. Like if you go from a distance and it does that, it's
yeah,
flawless.
that's
Where if I take
beautiful.
off right by it, it just goes boom.
Yeah,
It's that balance between like you want to keep it as responsive, so you want to minimize the time in which your character is not doing something related to what you've inputted. So if I input a jump, it's like take off.
yeah. I mean, the 360 will have always uh, any sort of compromises because yeah, there it will yeah. It starts the jump, which is when it's already
When he's already doing the thing. I mean, let me adjust the. Let's see. Because like yeah, because the takeoff is yeah. That's.
yeah,
I mean, I
yeah,
don't think. Yeah, to be honest, let me get. Say.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
tricky because takeoff is
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
it, the
exactly. Like,
360 is a tough one because but if I say takeoff's here, it might try and match the ledge to that, so it might actually do the jump in air, so, which is always
no, I think takeoff needs to be calculated always. I mean,
automatically.
extremely small cases in which we need to because it needs to be so accurate to the movement, otherwise,
That's otherwise, yeah, the route just goes crazy. But yeah, like you said, like that scenario. See, that's so annoying because when it gets it,
yeah, there, yeah, because it goes.
but in there, oh, it's beautiful. Do you mean? I love that it
Yeah,
does try to take off by the
yeah,
edges. It
that
makes
was
it look
nice. I mean, I've seen worse.
I've definitely seen worse. You know what I mean?
But even those small steps that I now I quite like them when it goes in circle and it slightly accelerates to the thing.
I like them now too. I really like it. I don't know why it's warmed up to me. It's very good. I mean, I think it's improved. To be honest. I don't know. It's very good now.
I had a small change which had a big impact. Um, I added a modifier in the input thingy. I added the dead zone modifier, and I was like very aggressive with the dead zone. Now it's 0.25. Like the range is between 0 and 1, and so basically, if you are within 25% of the center, of course we can expose him and parameterize it. But for now, it's just like very conservative, right? 25%, less than 25% of the center, then you're basically in the dead zone, right? And it's basically it's a clamp, right? It's a clamp there, and then it interpolates. It actually it's a remap, right? It remaps everything between 25 and 0.25 and 1, right? It remaps into 0 and 1. But if it's less than 25, it's 0, right? So that was that soft remap. And then it made a lot, like it made a huge difference because now it's very rare that you can do like those small twitches. Um, and yeah, I think like it's much better now. The locomotion and the look around as well is better. That, like it's wrong, but at the same time it's good. I would love that rather than not having that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm meant to be doing stuff. All right. That's one. I need to really. There's a. I need to add the jumping onto it again. There's a. I don't know which one it is again. You cannot remember for the life of me. Should have made a note. Maybe it was in the climb box. Because there's one where he does a big step onto the thing. I really want to. I can't remember which animation it was. Bugging me out so badly. Oh, this one as well. This one I need to turn into a cat pass. Warpot 5. Now, I don't want you to be able to do it from crazy far, but a couple steps before it makes sense. Let's.
So behind the scene, and it took me ages to get right. Just to bring you up to date with, the latest stuff. But one of the biggest thing behind the scene that I done is now I moved the human toolkit, right, which is uh which is completely dependent on the um on your character. So basically you have before you had a series of animations, right? And there were like there 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 wasn't any structure or any logic between those animations. There were just a bunch of assets, right? Um, in the content browser. So yeah, we got some animation there, and then we had a data table which gathered the assets and created all the mappings. But the way that one of the big jobs, like, behind the scene, was to basically link your character with those animations. So effectively, like, the human toolkit is like belongs to the character. So which that means that basically if you can have another human toolkit, right, which is connected to, let's say, the AI character, right, and it has some moves, or like the human toolkit which is connected to I don't know, a dog. Of course, it's the name clashes a little bit, but so basically you can have that every pawn has its own set of animations, right, of human toolkit animations. And I think that could help when we have very different characters with very different animation sets. Like, for example, some NPCs, they could still have, the wandering around animation, reading a magazine or whatever, and we don't need to pollute the the hero characters in having all of those animations. So now everything is self-contained in the character. So if you move the character, you move all the animations with them, and they are actually all inside the SVP character folder now. But you can spawn any human toolkit asset, and then link that to another character. So it's like something that you will never see or worry about that. But it's a very important architecture that we are able to compartmentalize. What's the word? The thing properly. Yeah,
No,
so
100%. Yeah, that sounds really good.
in theory, it should be like all the dependencies of the human toolkit should be, you know, self-contained. If you look at that at the at the at the details panel, you know, those are specifically for specifically for the you know, for that skeleton, you know, and equally in the character BP, in the player character BP, you have basically a pointer to, okay, you got your animation blueprint, but what is the human toolkit? So if it's an SPP character, it has you know, pointer to a human toolkit, which is all self-contained. And yeah, it took me ages to get there, but
no, that sounds dead on. Nice, wicked. So we were talking about this earlier about, you know, even using on a more of a micro level, like giving characters their own like you're giving your characters their own unique set of animations that you can unlock,
yeah,
based on how you upgrade your character. Even that is very, very cool. Nah, very cool. Very, very cool.
and also we have all 7 stories in the game. Well, I mean, we got the models, right? So in theory, right, apart that we don't like most of them, but in theory, we can hot swap them.
Things you love to hear. It's things you love to hear. Sure. Basically, chat, all I want to do is have an animation for every case that I want to have for 012. So vaulting onto, jumping onto, jumping off I have, vaulting off, climbing up, climbing down, dropping off. Like just at least one animation that is correct. And then we can go about extending it. So that's what I want to get. Whilst I do, there's some things that needs fixing. As I say, tonight, do you want to have a look at the UI together?
Oh yeah, because I also have big news about that. Well, I mean, not really, but yeah, I show you actually. I got the thing set up, I think, incredibly well. I'm quite proud of the way we can spawn components now. I'll show you later. And yeah, UI is more so that, but the thing that I'm really happy about is everything is self-contained within itself. So you want to have a menu, boom, you just do, you know, you don't have to have like 20 million assets or, you know, around the thing. You just have, okay, get your menu connected to the character, the component, wherever you want to connect it, and it's all there. You don't have crazy dependencies there. Yeah, I show you. It's actually very good. For example, awesome. I'm doing the session market now. Yeah, and it's super self-contained.
Why is my bloody thing crashing like no tomorrow? Yeah, so I'd like to. Yeah, I think session mark is one that we can do. That's quite easy for win. So yeah, I think let's. Because then once I've got to understand fully the UI system, how we do it, I'll just start programming for that, and then I can add back in the session marker. I can add back in the scoring. I can add back in the menus. Which would be good whilst we do the final fixes on the level and stuff like that. And then, because if I can get all the behavior of this working, cool. And then animations, I'd like to, if possible tonight, get at least the session marker back.
Yeah, I think definitely tonight the session market should be back, right?
Yeah, then tomorrow maybe I can do scoring. Um, and then, yeah, that'd be cool if I get that done. Or even tonight, we'll see. Scoring is quite easy. Um, yeah, session market tonight, scoring tomorrow. And then,
I mean, apart from the UI element, which we can keep the old one. I don't know,
I
but
want to change it
like the
slightly.
logic is really there.
Yeah, the
Or
session marker
maybe,
though, I want to change.
or maybe we don't have that stupid small UI thing for the session market. We just have, like one of those, like 3D objects that oh yeah, it is your marker, and then you have like just button presses or say okay, just place and travel, right? Because really all you need is place and travel, right? And as long as you have a feedback on the place, I mean the travel you got a feedback because
You
you're
move.
moving your
You just need to know that you have a marker set. You just need,
yeah,
all you need is some kind of thing that tells you have a marker set, feedback on the
yeah,
place, and then the travel.
yeah,
That's literally it.
yeah. I think if we have a feedback on the place, then we don't need a stupid UI. Because I think we could do hold, the D-pad button, hold to place, and tap or double tap to travel.
That's what I had before. I remember this. I had something similar
Yeah,
before. I
I think
much
that's
preferred it.
perfect.
I much
Yeah,
preferred
because
it.
I don't really see like those two. Yeah, those two button there. I just
It
don't
doesn't
see it.
make any. I don't think it's the kind. It doesn't need to be on separate inputs. It just doesn't need to be. Like it's
Yeah,
just because I think it's the kind of thing that it's like, well, you have three distinct things, so make three distinct actions to represent the three distinct things, and then you just don't take up a. Because I just don't think setting a session marker needs more than one input.
no, no.
Like,
Yeah,
like open the
I
menu,
think it's hold
select
and
the thing,
hold,
close the
hold and
menu.
tap,
It's
right?
just
Yeah,
yeah, just like hold
yeah,
it to set it, and then tap it to go.
yeah,
It's so
yeah.
easy. And that's literally all you need. Like, ironically, that's all you need. And then you can like do a long hold to clear it. If you want to get rid of a session marker, I mean, I don't know why it would matter, but if you wanted to do it, right, you see that you don't want the visual element there for some reason.
Very
Um,
very old, very long old. Yeah,
just a very like a literally just hold it for half a second to set it, a long hold to clear it, and a tap to go.
yeah,
Simple,
exactly. Yeah,
easy peasy.
yeah, because like I think it's a question of prioritize. You want the quickest action to be the one that you use more frequent, like so.
Yeah,
You are, for the most part, you're going back you teleport to the session market because you want to go back and forth 20 million times, right? And the next, and that is to be the quickest one, right? So that needs to
yeah,
be a tap.
that needs to
Then
be a tap.
the next in line is like placing it, a little bit less frequent. Actually, it's a lot less frequent, right? Because yeah, you place it less than you travel, right? And then deleting it, then it's even less frequent than placing it because you really need to hate that.
Yeah, 100%. For some reason, my thing is just crashing like crazy. I think I need to restart mine. Yeah, like I just I remember from the get go, I was like, as I had it initially, I was like, yeah, just I don't think you need multiple inputs. It's just it can just go on a button. But yeah,
Why we change it? And then
yeah,
we
100%.
also had a pretty cool. I don't know, lighting effect. So I know it wasn't ours, but like.
Oh yeah, like some kind of visual. Yeah, 100%. We could just do some kind of visual some visual feedback to let you know you've got a set mark. Could be even just placing a backpack on the floor, like something little like that.
Yeah.
Just to let you know that my session mark is here. You know, literally just could be that, right? Just get a backpack asset, right? And be like, spawn whenever you do it, just place the actor.
That's way cool. Yeah, that is so cool. Right?
Place your actor. I think that works. Just place the actor there. You could even get it so much so that you have an animation where he puts the backpack down, if you really can. But for us, we'll just pop a backpack right for now.
With like the coolest thing, we can have it with physics, right? Which like if you are on a thin ledge and you put the the backpack down,
your backpack falls off.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, literally easy as that. So yeah. So I mean, let's do that tonight. I just really.
I'm finalizing all of the infrastructure for that because so basically, just to give you a preview, now every component, like everything now is embedded in the player character, the SPP character. So if you have an SPP character, then it has all those components for you, because there is no reason to leave it null at the beginning and then you need to point to the scoring component, you need to point to the sound
It makes
component.
no sense. Yeah, may as well have it. Yeah,
you cannot have a character without sound, right? So it's like we better so I've just injected all of these components, right? It's basically a form of dependency injection. So basically that means that it's a very common programming language pattern in which like if you have an object and the object has got intrinsic property, you basically inject those properties construction. So let's say that you have a car, and that a car has to have an engine, 4 wheels, whatnot, right? So you basically a construction, like you inject what sort of engine that car has, what sort of wheels that car has, right? So that is where the dependency injection comes from. So like you go a car, which could be anything, but that specific car has got, the Ford engine, the Ferrari engine, the whatever, engine it's got, and then it's got its own wheels. So construct, you just say, okay, I got my character, and then I got, the, sound, the section marker, the scoring, so everything that creates, this character and make this character work is you basically define it in that construction. Yeah. So it's and every of those components, because they are always like actor components, right? Because Unreal forced to do that, but that's not too bad. Every of those components, they are completely isolated, like they're completely self-contained with each other. So I had all of the input mapping, they are inside the components. All of the UI that you may or may not have is inside the component, and it's like, so everything is. So when we move it, we know that we don't have to rely on, there is this global key map that you need to buy in the arrow key in order to make the section marker work, right? So everything that needs to work is inside that. And I'm just like very, very close to have that for every component. So now we can try tonight for the section marker component, and because it's easy and it's basically already there. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's do that tonight for sure. And then we could do like music player stuff for tomorrow. Then just easy stuff, quick stuff. Like the music player over there, but like sort of the UI for that.
And then really putting down object interaction is still quite tricky, because you have I would love to have you know, the character to put the backpack back. But for now, we can just say, well, spawn a backpack, right?
Yeah, that's
And
what I mean. You just spawn that, yeah. Nice and easy. Cool. No, yeah, easy peasy. Yeah, happy days. I'm happy with that. Yeah. All right, cool. So we'll do that tonight. Yeah, really just now. I want to get these. I don't feel like I've not done a lot. But it's been some good playtesting I've got done. Kind of seeing what needs to improve. I noted a couple things. Some like jumping. Jumping. Yeah. So sometimes when you do like a plyo and you jump off again, it just kills the root motion. So I noticed a couple different bugs. Yeah. Let's just let this back up. I just want to redo this bloody thing to give it the hand anchor it needs. I don't know why it keeps crashing. Hopefully it doesn't crash now. Then I can have some vault onto, and then I want to jump onto. And then I won't be so miserable. Then I want to add a vault off. I think I've not covered that case. Code-wise. Let me see actually. I don't think I'll cover that case at all. Yeah, we got a hand rest. That was doing poop. So now, in theory, theoretically, technically, should have the case where I can vault onto this guy. Oh, I'm quite a techie cat. Okay. This one's crazy because you can like really do it from a distance, I believe. With IK.
Oh, the cat pass over the thing is back. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, onto it, yeah. Very smooth. Love that it takes angles real well. There are less safety rolls than expected because some of the jumps you make are higher, but the character just standing like nothing. Yeah, I mean, a roll. We just have a subset of landing. That is just like we just have like a couple landing. Like a lot of these, because it's quite high. There is a landing that you like put your hands down, so he just firms it. That's just for the sake of testing because it just slows. It makes me allow so I could do it quicker. The landing is actually depended by, like I can roll, but my roll is my input. So if I hold, like he'll roll. Now obviously we'll get it so that if you don't roll and it's very high, then splat, or you'll have a very heavy landing kind of thing, or one where you put your hands down. But yeah, in general, it's a bit. I know, although it's a bit less real, I want to keep the player playing for as long as possible, so a little less at the moment, especially while I debug, because if he's rolling every time, it just slows everything down. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works well. Alright, so vaulting on to does it. Let's do vaulting off. Don't believe I have that. Pretty, I'm certain I don't. Really like that cat box though. Oh, it's actually really nice. The animation's a bit dodgy because of the data, but really nice actually. Wow. Bear in mind, there's no IK going on at all right now, so if it looks good without IK, it'll look even better with it. Sick. Actually pretty quick, that guy. His left shoulder's a bit botched. It's a bit messed up to us. Alright, cool. I just thought I'd add that guy. I just like him. See this really now. This needs to be a cat confront or cat front. I think that's an input. That's a combination of vault and flip forward. Makes the most sense to me. rather than it being a specific cat pass. Now, and the reason being, right now, you could, in theory, cat pass and then front flip, right? Which most people will approach that way. Issue is, like, he, before his hands have even gone on this wall, to do the front off, right? I say this is not a Kong front, it's just a front. Yeah, it's not really a Kong front, is it? Kong will be like, I don't think Kong gainer really. I don't think you do. Gas is like a Kong front. I would just say this is a bit front. But a Kong front. But if you see even like a Kong gainer, like we've seen, like when you look at the animations, they start the motion not after they're in the cat. Like it's like the way they launch off the wall. Like it's the micro details in the animation. Like that's what you lose. Obviously, like when things are happening quick, the player may not even notice, right? So you can have the Kong, and then at a certain point, the Kong start to do your gainer. But it'll never be right. Like it'll never be mwah, because like this, right? If you were like, oh, I'll do a Kong and then a front, right? He starts his thing already, like you know what I mean? It's its own thing, sort of. Like you see how he does like the thing, or yeah, it's we're checking that everyone. So you can't. I'm not gonna add that yet because I think that's its own thing. Quite like that animation actually. It doesn't quite move straight though. It's the only thing. But I want to preserve that. That looks so sick. I think maybe nudge the start to here. No! What's up with his memory stuff, man? Oh, please tell me I saved it. I don't think I did. I did, okay. Not working for me today, man. Okay, vote off, vote off. Let's do that. Nah, the running animation is wonky as hell. It's crap. Just a lot of this stuff is placeholder animations. I'll be honest. Like that running animation is wonky. Have you seen him sprint? If you see him sprint, he looks so weird. Like, and it's weird because it's like it's not that I don't care, but it's like it's so weird how to open it. Like Like, we could change an animation and clean that animation anytime. What's important now is like, does the animation selection and motion matching logic work? And then it's like, yeah, it works perfectly. It's like, okay, cool. Now we just get clean animations and we can just clean that up, right? But at this moment in time, I'll just use whatever dirty data I have to make sure the movement works well. Because like we always say, like, I say, no one else says this, but I say, if it can look good with crappy raw data, then it's gonna look amazing when you clean it all up. Right? Do you know what I mean? Makes sense, right? Okay, it didn't add that one in. I don't care at this point. Let's find. Need to find a cut pass off. If you look at this animation, the spine is messed up. Like, I don't know if you can tell, like, that's just not normal. It looks like he's about to shit himself. A lot of problematic ones there. So it's where is? I think it's Crawley. I think the ones I care about are Crawley. These Crawley animations are very nice, to be honest. Save it before it goes. Ah, no. I want that. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Thank God. The only thing I wish is oh, that landing is no bueno. That's very, very wrong. Hold up, wait a minute. Where are you, sir? Oh wait, let me just kill this. Oh, that's me. Let me kill the takeoff one too. We don't need it. Alright, please don't crash. Just don't crash. Just work. There we go. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Alright. Now, again, let's find a vault off. I'm surely they have to be one of these ones. It's telling me it's one of these guys. I can't quite know. 100%. I've recently reworked the climbing so that so that it can work with dynamic objects, like moving objects. So you can like grab a crane and then move along with the crane and stuff like that. Bounce offs, yeah, like splats and all that stuff. It's so weird. Like, I can't stress enough to you. Like, they're actually quite, I don't say easy to add, but perfecting them will just complicate a lot if you don't have the other system stable. Stabilizing the other stuff takes longer. Like, I could add them, but it would just mean I have then more later to fine tune. I don't want to make the scope too big, to the point where I'm then fine tuning 20 things to make it good to the level I want it to be. And then I'll just be like messaging Dado every 2 minutes, like, "Hey Dado, can you add this case? I need this case, and I this." It's just like, it's ridiculous. So dial back the scope a little bit, and then add it back in. Is this it? No. Where is this vault off? Just can't find it for the life of me. This animation is sick. Let me just use this. Hold up. Oh, okay. Okay, got you. I got you. Let me just. I see. Got you. Really, I think I'll add them when I do arm jumps, like arm grabs, kind of like when you jump and you grab a surface, because I think that scenario will apply to each other. So currently now in this case, you just bail, but like you said there, if you undershoot it, like that can all be detected. Same like, oh, can I grab this surface? Can I, like I said, crane it? Do I just need to bounce off? I think now probably, to be honest, I can do that in the next release, to be honest, because a lot of stuff against things I'll bring into, like wall flips, palm flips, all that kind of stuff. So I think that will come into the next release, along with the big climbing update. Because I think that's more in-air behavior, right? So you jumped and then what? Right, so this one is like really fine-tuning your initial action and getting it right. Then it's like, okay, now I've jumped. What now happens? If that makes sense? That makes any sense? It might not. Hopefully it does. It doesn't have a handrest. Damn it. Yeah. Let's go 155, exit out at 160. Still ain't got this vault off. Maybe it's Drew Crawley. Where Benj did it though? It's the only thing. Oh, I know why. Wasn't it in the climb down? Was it in the jump? Don't know which one it is. Might just have to. Ooh, I need that. That was one of the ones I needed for the close range climb ups. What called is a mantle? Yeah. Sick. That's sick, bro. I love it when it just works, man. It just works. I didn't even test this before. It's just kind of just. Yeah, that's actually sick, man. Okay, so now if I'm very close to this guy. Oh, wait, Dad, are you there? May not be.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So I've added in now an animation that pops up when you're very close. And now it's just, yeah. Obviously, it needs a bit of foot eye care, it needs a bit of hand eye care, yada yada, but none of that's on now. But now it's like.
Nice.
So much. It's so much nicer, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just, yeah, one of those things that's so natural. Was that an animation of like the guys like going back to do a move? Yeah.
No, I specifically asked Benj to do some of these.
Okay.
Just does work, doesn't it?
I mean, it works so well.
But now, if you're like right by it, it's way better to see it do that, right? Then.
Yeah. Before he had that weird like
go backwards to go forward. Now it's pretty much like. But now it does that as well, which is nice. I purposely kept them short in terms of like the lead in, so that it only really does it when you're very close. Because so like you might do it like here, but otherwise I'll do one where you actually jump up, just because they maintain momentum a little bit better. But now I feel like right by it. There's something weird going on with the.
A jump or a climb?
There's a climb. This one. There's a climb. Yeah. So there's a bit like a mantle, really. Obviously, we've got physics going on, which is making the character look a bit wonky, but that will be fixed. Boop.
It's one of those things that it's better to have than not.
They're not to have 100%. Yeah, yeah. Like the hand doesn't fully go onto the thing, and bits and bobs are broken, but.
And let's go hand animation as well, right? It's not that's the
Yeah, for
inside.
sure. There's something wonky with the hands. I've noticed. I don't know what it is. Like the fingers are too close together or something. I don't know what it is. We need to have a look. The Accent's Raw looks decent, but the retargeted doesn't. So there's probably something there.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we need to slightly because we do the same with the shoulder. We have it a little bit larger.
Right here, you see. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
these look fine. I think they've gone in the wrong chain or something like that.
Yeah, that's actually that is. Yeah, we need to check that because otherwise we need to re-sport or
Middle. Yeah, that looks dodgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks a bit dodgy to me.
Nah, that is definitely not.
Yeah, this looks dodgy actually. Yeah, I don't know about this guy. They look all a little bit too close. I think they need to all be spaced out more. Yeah, I think it's just the hand position. It's way too like together. They need to space out a little bit. So the retarget actually looks fine. I think the hand of this is just a bit dodgy. So might need to adjust the pose of this guy. Like, so you know how you sort of do the like change up the.
Yeah, that is strange because the source comes from that is the Excense thing. So
Yeah.
I think
Might
it's
just
the
need to adjust it.
retargeting that is. I think we need to move the retargeter. I think that is where all of the fingers are 0, 0, something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Which I think it could be correct if everything is like cramped together, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks alright actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't retarget. You can see in this guy, it doesn't retarget very well at all. Because yeah, I mean, the thumb and the thing overlap. Yeah, this guy might just need a bit more of a. I think we just need to adjust the hand naturally in the pose. That's fine. That's okay. That seems like a pretty straight. Yeah, we could do that this week. I was always wondering when I saw it because yeah, and then it goes in here and it goes a bit cuckoo. Alright, cool. That's a. Let me make a note. Fix hand. I can do that this week. Cool. This wasn't even what I was planning on doing, but I need to. Yeah. So. Oh, here we are. Wait. Yeah, this is what I wanted to do. I might have this guy as well, actually. It's a climb. Yeah, I want this to be a mantle, but I want this one for when you're a bit closer to the thing.
Right, okay.
Kill you. Oh Lord. Okay, no, let's give you some baddies. They don't have no hand rest. Let's go 85, exit out at... Oh, actually, hold up.
Okay.
Let's go 85, exit out at 100. Let's do that.
Oh, come on.
Lovely looking route motion.
What the hell is going on?
Alright, so if I run into it, we'll do that guy. If I walk into it, do that guy. Okay. It'll fall over and flop to the ground. If I walk into it and do it a bit closer, I'll do that guy. If I walk into it and do a bit... Alright. Yeah. Same climb, 4 different animations. Not too bad. All because of tiny, tiny micro differences. If I jog, every time it really should do one of those two. Either that one or this one. Should do that one every time. Yeah, okay. Now if I start walking into them instead, should do that one, or if I take off from further away, you should do the other guy. Maybe not. Oh yeah. If I go right by it, should do that, dude. It's not bad, eh? If I stop and do this, should do that guy. There you go. It's pretty good. So I'm happy with that, to be fair. This is the only thing we don't have any coverage for these vault offs. Because this scenario here, right? I just ain't got coverage. And it's gonna snap to that point. The animation's never gonna look good. Ah, damn, man. I also don't have that logic set up. I don't know if I do have a vault off. But wouldn't it be sick to basically, like, how cool would it be to recreate this, but two completely separate animations? It'd be so cool. Screw it, let's try. Let's try. For the sake of it, you know? Because for vibes. Let's call this one a thief. Let's call it a thief. Oh. So we'll start it there. Right? It's not going to be good at all. And then we'll take off realistically. So we need to sync takeoff. So takeoff really is going to be like here in it. I think takeoff is there, to be honest. It doesn't give me a lot. Land. End. Lord help me. Alright, let's try that again. Yeah, I watched so many free running PS2, PS2, that Vector, a bunch of them. That game always they did some great stuff. Yeah, yeah, I love that game. It was a great game. Yeah, what a great game. What a great game. Even to this day, still. So many good elements. It's so many good things. I'm just watching like one of the like old clips, like a speed run thing. I think this really was like the Assassin's Creed inspo kind of thing. Great game. They did a lot of things really well. I think they do the climb ups in this game better than a lot of other ones. That gap is just humongous. Love it. Like I prefer how they do wall runs, and I see like 90% of like character like moves onto the wall rather than like jump and then. Great game. Actually, was just a great game. Look at it. Fair reclines, mate. Like, you know what I mean? It's great. It's a great game. Do you know what I mean? It's so well. Like all that stuff. So good. So good. Obviously, it's one of those ones where when you're sculpting, yeah, it's like the density. I think is the biggest change. I think because this is like dense, like my test level, and you can really create like a really curate a really fun experience. This game does so well. Like that, that's so good. Like, look how good that is. It's like bang, bang. You know what I mean? Like so good. Yes. And I think this is what you don't get when you know when you like launch the character and you don't like actually jump to the thing. This is what you lose, right? This you know when you just like the jump to it, bang off it. Like it's like that. you know, that because obviously what it's doing here is it's adjusting your thing to land at that point. Um, so good. I love how they did depict flow as well. Like, I love those like trails. Like, yeah, very cool. Yeah, okay, we ain't gonna be doing this. Um, yeah, this is good. Like, it's a good game. A great game. Yeah, sorry, just designed out. Yeah, what a great game. Just well done game. I I always look back at that game. Just like the game is just so well done. Really underrated, I think. So yeah, it's always I always look at that and think, oh, for God's sake, how can we level it up? Because otherwise, I mean, if you can just end up making a better looking version of that, like, that's just no fun. Well, it's not. There's no fun. It's just like, you know, for us, it's like, okay, well, we have to innovate, you know, in a way. How can we take it that step further, kind of thing? Um, yeah, like I think they found a really good balance between like giving you freedom to do things and then making it meet the demands of the environment. Like your vaults were very much like, yeah, like a lot of your jumps are like, yeah, we're gonna get you there and jump into rails and stuff. Um, like there, like you see what he's doing there. It was never a point where to jump to the rail was like, oh no, okay, go back and do it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what, you know? So yeah, you gotta think like, say you're doing a race or something, and all of a sudden there's like a beam in the middle of the race, and it's like, then you have to like, you guys are spending 10 minutes just to jump to the beam. It don't make no sense. So, or you make it have like some weird floaty gravity so that you can control it better. And that don't make sense. So you have to find that balance. Um, I think they did a great job. It looks like what a sick game. Take a lot of inspiration from that, to be honest. Especially just from like the jump, like the way they use the environment. I really like. So yeah, this is crashing like no tomorrow. So I've got to go get a haircut in about 35 minutes. So I'm probably gonna check this in. If this crashes again, shit, that's great. I'm just gonna check in. All right, I'm gonna check this in and go get my haircut, and then I'll stream that with Dada. I will go through the UI stuff. I don't even code much today, really, which is really annoying. I just kind of wrote down bugs and then added some animations. Really didn't get that much done. But stuff is feeling good. Yeah, I think clearly priority, I think, for me is to get this yes, to get these vaulting off. If I don't have the animations, I won't add it. Um Frankly. Um Yeah, I got to redo my. I think it's gonna crash. Yeah, okay. I got to reload either. All right. I'm gonna call it there. Cool, guys. Call it there. I was streaming again later. Get the UI stuff and actually do some coding rather than just mess around and chat to you. So sweet. I'll catch you guys in a bit.